Hello, welcome to Chapter 10, Bootstrap Blockquotes and List, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn what do you mean by Bootstrap Blockquotes and as well as the list. Right now, let us understand what do you mean by block quote. Bootstrap block quotes are useful for quoting the blocks of content from another source within a web page. That's the advantage of using a block quote. Okay, and keep in mind the block quote element can be used with any other HTML element. I repeat, the block quote element can be used with any other HTML element, and we'll see a demo of it. Okay, no need to worry. And Bootstrap provide us one block quote class, that is block quote reverse, and when we have to use that block quote reverse, we'll see it in a demo. Right now, let me open my Visual Studio, and it's empty web project, and Bootstrap enabled it. You can observe here. And what I'll do is I'll take one div element, and to that div element let me add a class called container, and inside that let me add one div, and let me add a class to that div naming row. And in this row, let me write a block quote. Let me call a block quote element block quote. Okay, now what I'll do, said in the presentation, like block quote element can be used with any other HTML element. That's what I'm trying to do now. In this block quote element, I'm trying to call a paragraph telling like innovation is our mantra. Okay, and let me add another element like a footer, and let me tell like its motto of Ankpro Technologies. Okay, and now let me run this page to the browser, and let me see how the output I'll get it. Okay, now what I've done, I've used a block quote. Within the block quote, we can use other HTML elements, and that's what I've done here. I used a paragraph tag as well as the footer tag, and let us see how it works. Let us see how it looks first of all. Okay, this is the block quote. You can observe here we're having some bordered line, light color border line, and innovation is our mantra, and motto of Ankpro Technologies. That is the motto of Ankpro Technologies. Okay, now I want this Ankpro Technologies to be cited in the sense when I over on this, it should show me like a tooltip. Okay, and how do I do that? It's very simple. Coming back to my presentation, I'll add one side tag here. Okay, or let me add it manually. It was not works. Okay, let me copy paste, Control C to this, and let me add a backslash. Okay, to this we'll add title, and I'll give it as Ankpro Technologies. Now when I come back and refresh, okay, you can observe here when I added the side tag to that content Ankpro Technologies, it's got slightly italic, and when I move over on this, okay, it's giving me a tooltip telling like Ankpro Technologies. Okay, that's what the block quote is. Okay, block quote, it enables other HTML elements to be inside it, and we have done with that, and we have left another class. The class is block quote reverse. What happens now if I come here and if I add a class called block quote reverse? Okay, in the sense I want this content to be at the right side, then I have to use a class called block quote reverse. When I press F5, you can observe this being shifted to right side of a page, and when I move over on this again, we'll get a tooltip because of the side tag and the title attribute present in it. Okay, and that's what we learned in this session, like what is block quote and what is the advantage of using that, and what are the other things dealt with the Bootstrap block quote we also learned. And coming to the second part, that is list tags. Okay, tags, here we have OL and the list items, list tag, UL and the list tag, and DL, DT and the DD. Now let us work with this first two tags. Later we'll come to this DL, DT and DD. Now ordered list. Okay, to create an ordered list we have to use these tags, and to create an ordered list we have to use these tags. Now I'll come back here and let me remove all these things. Let me specify UL. In the UL I want a list item. How many list items? Let me take around 3. Let me take a fruits list, unordered list. APP apple, grapes, and let me add mango, and let me take another ordered list, and let me change it just to OL. Let me go back to my browser and let me refresh. Here you can observe we are getting an unordered list and ordered list. And let me come back to my presentation, and coming to the next slide, we have Bootstrap list classes again here, and you can observe here, okay, to remove the default list style type of ordered and unordered list, we have to specify list-unstyled class. Okay, in the sense, you can observe here we are getting like default styles, like this is disk, and we are getting numbers here. Because of this is unordered list, we are getting a disk, and this ordered list we are getting a numbers. Now I want to remove these styles, in the sense I want to remove this numberings as well as this disk. How do I remove? It's very simple. Coming back here to this UL, I have to specify a class called list style, or let me check what is the list unstyled. Okay, let me add a class called list unstyled, and to this also let me copy and paste. The class is list unstyled to remove the default styling what the ordered list and ordered list is going to do. Now we are having this dotted disks and 1 2 3 4 like ordered and unordered. Now when we had a class list unstyled, these things will go. Okay, in order to remove that, we have to use a class called list-unstyled. Fine. And we have another class like list-inline class. To place all the list items of an unordered and ordered list on a single line, we have to use this list-inline class. Okay, in the sense, currently we are having like apple, banana in separate rows. If I want all this content in a single row, how do I do that? Similarly, what I have to do is, I want to come here to my Visual Studio, then I want another class like list inline. Okay, similarly, let me copy this, let me paste here, list inline. Let me come back and let me refresh. You can observe here all the contents are in a single line, in a single row. Okay, that's we achieved using this list inline and unstyled classes. Okay, coming back, we are left with another tags, that is DL, DT and DD. Now let us understand that. Okay, now let me jump back here and let me remove all these things. DL stands for data list and DT data term. Let me take like okay, coffee, and description to that, description. It's too good and hot. It's too good and hot. Okay, and this is coffee, and let me copy and let me tell like tea. Two flavors, one is BLACK black tea and lemon tea. Okay, now when I run this the browser, it looks like this. You can observe here, this is the coffee is the data term, and this is the description about that. Now let me jump back here, and we learned the importance of these tags. Why do we need that? If you want to write a description of the list item what you have taken, like data term, then we want to use this DL, DT and DD description, DD tags. And coming back here, if I want to make the terms and descriptions in DL line up side by side, in the sense currently it is displaying the data term in one row and the description in the second row, but if I want this description also in the same row, okay, then how do I do that? It's very simple. We have to add a class called DL horizontal. Okay, let me come back here, and to this let me add like class DL horizontal, Control S, and come back here. Now you can observe like Control F5. Okay, what is doing? It is printing the data term coffee as well as the description in the single line itself. Okay, that's what we learned in this session, like how to work with the block quote and how to work with the list tags, as well as we learned the importance of Bootstrap list classes. They are list inline, list unstyled and DL horizontal. And finally we saw a beautiful demo. And finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also visit our pages, Facebook pages, and like us there. And we are also on Twitter. And for further references, you can visit our websites, and we are on LinkedIn too. And last but not the least, don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.